hello. Good morning. Good morning. Good Saturday morning here. Fireman Rich here on Rumble Studios. Wishing you a good Saturday morning here on the 05.11.2024. Current time is 0909 a.m. Eastern Time, and we're here to talk. Let's talk football broadcast here. We're talking about UFL football, that is. And we're in week 7, I believe it is. And week 7. Last week was week 6, so that makes it week 7. So I'm running just a tad late. I usually come on about 8:30, but the missus ended up making some pancakes and syrup, man, on a Saturday morning. So that was a good deal. And we don't. It's a rarity well, not really rare. It's when the missus makes pancakes, I'm gonna enjoy them. So a good start to the Saturday morning here, start to the weekend. I hope everybody's start to the weekend is going good. But we're here to talk about the UFL football, which is off and running on all cylinders, and to sort of go over last week's game and sort of preview this weekend. And there's a big game this weekend. There's a big game today, as far as one of the games, and it should have some significance. The gameplay is outstanding. It's as equal to, I would say, as the NFL in that aspect. So it's good to see. It's good to see. I think it's you just see success. There's more people in the stands. Fans are paying attention to teams. I'm getting to know the players a little bit more, especially one player out of on the Michigan Panthers teams. But Fireman Rich, that's my handle on all these interwebs. You can follow me over there on X, where we're broadcasting on X Live. Let me check that out. We only got 6 broadcasts here on the Rumble Studios because the RTMP is not working. And I guess as I was coming on, the YouTube decided to crap out. So I got to reconnect that. I went ahead and I can always upload the video afterwards. Okay, we're on the, let's see, we are on the, and YouTube, that crapped out, so we don't need that. We are on one Facebook. That's the private Facebook that I have. Oh, let me just bring that back up. So we need to do our checks. I'm pretty much a stickler about checking my broadcast here before I go any further. Let's see, sound is good. Yep, I got the green box. So let's see, check the public Facebook. Or private Facebook, that is. And I sent the hot link to my public Facebook. So the hot links are out there to the Rumble broadcast page. And that's almost, yep, there we are. We're on the, go ahead and max that out. Yep. Private Facebook. Oh. And that's almost, yep, there we are. We're on the, oh, I don't know what's wrong with my earbuds here. My earbuds are supposed to be on. Let's see. Let's go ahead and re-crank them here. We'll reconnect them. So I hope everybody is having a good day. We're going to be on for about an hour or so, just like we were last night with an impromptu broadcast that just to broadcast and hang out at the street corner. Literally, we had a street corner picture behind us where let me see if I can bring that up. Let's see, where's the street corner? There it is. That's where we were last night. We were on Hap's street corner last night. I had some fun with that, and this audio magic as far as that goes. So that might be a regular Friday thing. Just be a good opportunity to bring somebody up on the broadcast and stuff. Okay, we got our, okay. There we go. Okay, and then on there. Okay, we got silence the Facebook we're on. We're on the big screen behind us. You can't see that, but let's see. Rumble, got to refresh. We're on Fireman Rich broadcast channel. Yep, we're live there. Okay, we're cranking, and we are on the Twitch. Okay, and so we're doing good there. Let's see. Double check. Volume. Oh, volume is over on this side. Okay, so we're all good across the board. So we are on Rumble Studios, locals. We're on Twitch, Facebook, and X. So we're on 5 platforms. We would be on 6, but YouTube decided to say, I'm crapped out there. So we're going to go ahead and proceed and get going here as far as that goes. So let's go ahead and bring up what happened last week. We had some great games on week 6 last week. And let's see, where's my window here? There we go. We'll bring up the whiteboard here. Share that. And let's see, I do have to get, well, let me see what this looks like with the present. Let's see what it looks like. No, oh, that's right. You can't see me down in the corner, so I got to turn that off. Okay. Okay, so here it is. We're in week 7 of Let's Talk Football, USFL football. But last week we had 4 games like we normally do here on the whiteboard. And the Birmingham Stallions, they're 6-0 after their win against the Memphis Showboats, 39-21. The Battlehawks, that's my team. I got to make sure everybody's clear on that. That's the team I'm rooting for to win it all. And the team I definitely watch. They beat had no problem beating the Arlington. That's the what's the team? The Roughnecks. It's Arlington Renegades, and it's Austin. Oh my God, I can't believe I just crapped out on that. Let's see, what are they? The Roughnecks. Where are they from? They're down there in Texas, of course. Let's see. Houston. Jeez, how come I could not think of Houston for the life of me? Okay, moving on. The Roughnecks, they lost. Houston Roughnecks. Got to remember that because the Houston Oilers, they had the Houston. Okay, they lost to the Battlehawks, St. Louis team, and St. Louis was rocking with their 40,000 plus fans. That was last Saturday, and then May 5th, Cinco de Mayo. This was a squeaker. The Arlington Renegades, get that right. They could have won this game, but the last few second field goal by Jake Bates on the Michigan Panthers. He's my favorite player. He kicked a 55-yarder last week to win the game. So that brings the Panthers to 4-2, and those 4 wins. 2 of those 4 wins is because of Jake Bates, a great kicker. He's going to be in the NFL next. I guarantee. I'm just saying that. He's a great kicker and he's standing out. But Panthers beat the Renegades last Sunday, and then the Sunday late game was not too late, but the San Antonio Brahmas, they lost to the DC Defenders. So I don't know if the home field advantage came into play there. And let's see, let's bring that back there. And so, which they were the favorite team, and as such. So that's it's some good football last week. Some very good football, and let's see. We have. I want to bring that up. Now let's go over the real quick who's playing today. And the scheduled games for today, and we'll talk a little bit more about them at the end. But we got this today at 1 o'clock on ESPN. You have the Memphis Showboats going against the 0-6 Arlington Renegades, and down there in Arlington, Texas. So they're at home. So maybe Arlington will win their first game. If they don't, there's for all practical purpose, even now their season's done. This is the big game at 4 o'clock on Fox. It's going to be the St. Louis Battlehawks against the San Antonio Brahmas, and that's the must-watch game. That's going to be because both St. Louis is first place in their conference, the USFL. No, the XLF, XFL, yeah, football conference, and the Brahmas it could be the Birmingham Stallions are in the USFL champions, or in first place in their conference. So that's going to be a must-watch game there, and I'm hoping the St. Louis Battlehawks can win a game again. That's a big win for them. Tomorrow, Sunday, May 12th, we're going to have at 12 o'clock on ESPN. You got the Michigan Panthers going up against the DC Defenders, and then the 3 o'clock game on ESPN also is San Antonio Brahmas going into Houston, the Houston Roughnecks, as far as that goes. So that's what we have as far as the games. Now, the overall standings, we have, what is it? These are the overall standings after 6 weeks. You got the Stallions in first place, 6-0. Then the Michigan Panthers, right? They're in contention right now, 4-2. I think they take the top two. Seeing that we're in week 7, we can start talking about playoffs. They take the top 2 teams in each conference. They're not divisions or conferences. The USFL conference, the Birmingham Stallions, who have been the USFL champions the last 2 years. So they're still going strong. And then you have the Memphis Showboats in 3rd, and the Roughnecks are finish up at 4th. In the XFL conference, the St. Louis Battlehawks are 5-1, good team. They have a possibility of showing that they're able to take on the strong and mighty Birmingham Stallions, and then right behind them at 4-2, the San Antonio Brahmas, and then the DC Defenders, and then coming up at 0-6 is the Arlington Renegades. And the thing about the Arlington Renegades, they were the XFL champions last year, and they're 0. And their quarterback is good. You're going to see in the stats, they're right up high in the stats, but they just lost a whole bunch of squeakers as far as that goes. So it's just. Okay, let's see. We're going to go to, let's see. We're going to go to this one here. So let me get that set up. So we've had 6 great weeks. We're going to have a 7th great week of football as far as that goes. And let's see. How come that's not sharing? Okay, we need to change the. Oh, that's interesting. That doesn't pick up on that. So what about if you go to this one? No. Okay, no problem. We'll just stop sharing there. And DraftKings Fantasy. We've got an article over here that I usually go to preview the games, upcoming games on Rotorballer. Let me bring that up. And present. There we go. There we go. We'll bring up this one. There we go. Okay, so it's when you got the web page. Okay. Now that features on. Okay, I'm starting to see the madness. I'm just picking something up on the thing. But over there on this is over there on Rotorball, you have an article there that says, "Welcome to Week 7 of the inaugural UFL season." We have the most anticipated matchup of the season on tap this week, as I said, and as the undefeated Birmingham Stallions will host the 5-1 St. Louis Battlehawks, and there should be plenty of fireworks as the game holds a high 47.5 point implied total. AJ McCarron will return to his college stomping ground. He's the St. Louis Battlehawks' quarterback, great quarterback, but he played at Alabama, so he's going back to Alabama because Birmingham is the home team, and which should add some fuel to his fire. The Memphis, Arlington, Michigan, DC, and San Antonio, Houston games all look like they'll be competitive, but all eyes are on Birmingham and St. Louis. And I would have to say, when I saw this on the schedule, I said, I can't wait to see this game. I cannot wait to see this game. Let's see. Picking a quarterback to use in the USFL Daily Fantasy Contest. And there is a fantasy. This is a good page to go to. I've yet to see, where the fantasy football. I know ESPN and all these other fantasy football sites. I'm not sure where they're holding the thing, but McCarron and the Battlehawks passing attack have a massive matchup advantage this week, though. So we're going with the St. Louis. This is Rotorball. They're going with the St. Louis stack this week. Birmingham has allowed 45.5 more passing yards per game, 4 more passing touchdowns than St. Louis. Teams have been have to pass on them as they are 6-0 and play with we'll see what happens as far as through 6 weeks of the USFL. AJ McCarron leads the league in pass touchdowns, 13, and Hakeem Butler is first touchdown reception as far as that goes. Right there on that page right there. Can it come up? No, that can't come up. So there's Hakeem Butler is first in touchdown receptions with 5. So they have the quarterback and stuff. Not punting on the quarterback often on this slate. This is just a guy talking about the game. Let's see, the Birmingham Stallions versus St. Louis Battlehawks. Getting to McCarron's stack and running it back with someone on the Stallions will be a go-to strategy this week. Marble has put up 3 games with at least 11 point. I have no idea what they're talking about here, so we're gonna just glance through here. The Birmingham Stallions have led. Let's see. Birmingham Stallions have the 2nd, 5th, and 6th best rushing in the USFL. And we'll see that when we get to the individual stats. And so their defense is very potent as that goes. Let's see, what else do we have? And just an absolutely dime from Adrian Martinez on the other side, the Burlington Stallions, they have the quarterback Adrian Martinez to Marlon Williams. In this, love to see him gain more confidence in passing. As far as that goes,
back-to-back years, and so they don't have to think so much. They just play fast, and they're showing it. Martinez over the middle, Down the sideline, touchdown, Birmingham. Marlon Williams with the score.
So the Stallions, they have a quarterback with a good arm as well. So this is going to be a very, very interesting game. Okay, so that's let's see, what do we want to go to next? After that, we have let's go to the player stats. Player stats, individual stats are here. Let's go ahead and share this tab. Go over there to the individual stats. And what you see here right at the top, the number one quarterback in the league is on a team that's 0-6, Arlington Renegades, right there. That's when you take him out of the factor, you got A.J. McCarron of St. Louis Battlehawks, number 2, and then the D.C. Defenders, Jordan Tahamu, a good quarterback, and Adrian Martinez. Because Birmingham usually goes with 2 quarterbacks, but I think Adrian Martinez has solidified the fact of that Tier 1 quarterback for the Stallions. And then after that, the second worst team, when we get to the power stackings there, Houston Roughnecks, Reed Sniet, and then Memphis comes in, and you can see Michigan, and then the 2 quarterbacks. San Antonio Brahmas, they still go with 2 quarterbacks. And Matt Corral, he's good, but they were doing the 2 quarterback gameplay there for the Stallions, but I think for the most part, Adrian Martinez has solidified the number 1 position there. But this stat right here is you're the best quarterback, but you're on the worst team. So we go to individual rushing. You can see the San Antonio Brahmas, they have the number 1 rushing game going, or individual player there. And then Birmingham, Adrian Martinez, he's the one that had that reception that we saw. He's a good running back, but he's also a good receiver. Then Jacob Saliers of St. Louis. So this is a top 10, Michigan, and Birmingham comes in with 2 more rushing backs. So they like to play a lot of players. They channel them out. And then we have the rest of them on the thing there. Then we have receiving. St. Louis, there you go. Hakeem Butler, number 1 receiver there on the Battlehawks, with a good quarterback that really can get the ball to him. And then Marcus Simmons, he's a good receiver for Michigan. He's contributed quite a bit. And then you got Deion Kane, and a really good receiver for the Stallions. And as you can see, we've got for Arlington the 0-6 team, which I'm going to highlight on each one of these stats. They're in the second half there. Defense, individual defense, as you can see, right at the top there, number 2, 3, and 4, they're all San Antonio Brahmas. They got a good defense. The DC Defenders, they ended up getting it done last week, beating them with these 3 defenders here. And then you look at DC, they've got number 1 in the number 5 slot. And prospective teams, but you don't see any of the there's one from Arlington down there, 1 in each other team. Special teams, there's Jake Bates, number 2, behind Matthew McCran, which I think he ended up kicking a game-winning field. He contributed to last week's win over the San Antonio. But Jake Bates, by far, like I said, he is my favorite UFL football player. Just on week 1, I love the guy. He gets out there. He's very cool and consistent. Last week on the game-winning field goal, though, who did they play last week? Oh, let's see. Go back to my notes here. Yeah, the Renegades, they could have won, but they were lining up for the field goal with like 3 seconds to go, and they called a timeout to sort of ice them. Well, when Jake Bates kicked it, he missed it. And then so they took the timeout, and he collected his thoughts, which was good to do. This is a 55-yarder, so the chances of him making it, the percentage are maybe not in his favor because of the distance. But he had no problem kicking that 64-footer in the first week. But the coach called the timeout. It went to the left, would have been no good. I don't know if the whistle disturbed him, but he lined up this after the timeout, split the upright. They win the game in the last 3 seconds and stuff. So I'm just wondering if Arlington Renegades the coach did not take that timeout, they could have won the game. That's how close it, probably at least a third to almost half the games are like they could have been won either way, and this was one of those. So Jake Bates, he as far as I'm concerned, he's a top special team guy for me. And then we have all the other ones here as far as that goes for the other teams respectively, and they're all really close. If you look at the number of field goal, well, the top 4 they have 6, and then this one, why is he only has 3? His percentage, so they're going on the percentages, I guess. But then I don't know. Some of these numbers they look like they're off centered and stuff like that. And then scoring, the top scorers, you have Ricky Persons from Birmingham Stallions, number 1 scorer there, 6 TDs, and then John Lovett from San Antonio Brahmas, and there we go, Hakeem Butler, the receiver for St. Louis Battlehawks. He can catch the ball. And the next 2 are Michigan, but then you see the next 6 and 7, they're from St. Louis. And I don't see any Houston Roughnecks there, so they're out of there. Okay, so that's the individual. Let's go to the team. We have, again, the top total offense, Birmingham Stallions are number 1, but look who's number 2, the 0-6 Arlington Renegades. Why are they 0-6? You got the top quarterback, they got the top one of the top offenses, and then you have San Antonio number 3 on total offense, St. Louis Battlehawks number 4, and Michigan, DC, Houston, and Memphis after that. Total passing. Well, let me check something here. I want to check something back on this back. Okay, yeah, we went through all that. Okay. For passing, you have the Birmingham Stallions, number 1 again. Number 2, Arlington. Okay, we went over that. Rushing, you can see Arlington doesn't even show up on this board. So I'm wondering if that could be a factor in their 0-6 season so far. Birmingham, number 1, which is why they're leading in their division, or their conference, I should say. And these stats right here pretty much reflect the top teams in each conferences as far as that goes. So first downs, team with the most first downs, again, Birmingham's number 1. Number 2 is San Antonio. And then again, the Arlington Renegades, it's just they're in the top there for the most first downs. And then the third down conversions, who's number 1? Arlington. So, why are they 0-6? It just it's just baffling. And that's the thing that just pops out even last week. So they're trying, but they're not getting over the hump and stuff like that. So, but these are the third down conversions for the 8 teams. And penalties, most penalties, San Antonio Brahmas, then Arlington Renegades. That could be a factor in their 0-6. The least amount, DC Defenders, and a few more than that is Seattle or St. Louis Battlehawks. Scoring wise, you got St. Louis Battlehawks number 1, Birmingham. Those are the 2 top teams in each respective conferences. And let's see. So the top team defense, DC Defenders. And this is peculiar. You got the Birmingham Stallions, though they have 3 of the top guys. So I guess it's game to game. Well, it's not game. It's every game and stuff. You figure if they're 6-0, that they would be a little bit further up on the top of their defense. Total defense, that's what it is. Total defense. You got Birmingham Stallions up there, number 2, and then number 1. So these are the top 2 teams that we'll be playing today. So that's going to be interesting to see how that works. Top team in passing, again, St. Louis Battlehawks. So, and that's what Rotorball was talking about as far as St. Louis having a nudge on the offense with the passing capability. But Birmingham is right there, number 3. And that's how the other teams stack up there. Top rushing goes to Birmingham, so that they're gonna. And you look at St. Louis Battlehawks, they're down there at number 4, so they're close. But this could be a factor for the St. Louis Battlehawks, Birmingham Stallions rushing game, as far as the stats. And then team first downs. I think this correlates what we just saw in the individual conversions. And then scoring. Top scoring, your top 2 teams are in each conference there. And San Antonio and Michigan. Let's see, Michigan, where's Michigan sitting? Where did I see them sit on the are they number 2? Yeah, they're right behind the Birmingham Stallions. So these are your top 4 teams right here, as far as that goes. Okay, let's see. We have I checked this. Our Rumble Studio. Okay, there we go. We'll back up on that. Okay, and so that's our player stats and our team stats. Now for this week, over there on, let's see, where is it? Is it Fox or UFL? I think it's, let me see. I think that is a USFL. No, that's a Fox Sports. Fox Sports. Oh, okay, here it is. I have it right in front of me. Fox, over on Fox Sports, they have Super 6 contest, UFL winners, takers, and strategy. No, we don't want that one. We want, where is that? Let me go back here to home again and see if I can find this and bring up our next article here. Let's see. Okay, 5 things to watch for. Let me see if I can bring that up here on my Surface 3. There we go. There it is, right there. Okay, go over this one. We got 5 things to watch for Week 7. Again, the most anticipated game is going to be in this UFL season. Is that Birmingham Stallions are set to face the St. Louis Battlehawks at this Saturday afternoon. At 6-0, the Stallions sit atop the USFL conference, while the Birmingham or the St. Louis Battlehawks are 5-1, leading the XFL conference. It's got all the makings of a great matchup because this could be the championship game here, a prequel, if you will. Stallions head coach Skip Holtz said, it's going to be a great football game. This is going to be one of those games that's going to come down to who plays the smartest. And you can see by the stats that they've got different aspects. If either team slips on their capabilities, they're going to lose. I think that's what it's going to come down to. Turnover, sacks, third downs, and red zone production, they are all going to be the key plays that going to come into the game like this. And you can say that for any football, but this has some high stakes as far as that goes. The two teams have 4 opponents in common heading into Saturday's contest: the Michigan Panthers, Memphis Showboats, DC Defenders, and Houston Roughnecks. The Stallions are 4-0 against those teams, while Battlehawks are 3-1, with their only blemish being a narrow, and this was one of the close games, an 18-16 loss to the Michigan Panthers after starter kicker. That was in the week 1. That's where Jake Bates drilled his 64-yarder winning at Ford's Field in week 1. That's starting to haunt the St. Louis Battlehawks, that loss there in week 1. This is a tremendous challenge for the Battlehawks, said head coach Anthony Beach. Beach said to go on the road against a team that is used to winning and has that swagger about them. This presents a challenge, a very good challenge. You don't have to say a lot about getting ready for a team like Birmingham. If you got anything to you as a player or coach, you'll show up ready to go. So that's going to be a big game. So the number one to look for, the Stallion Battlehawk matchup of the year. And as expected, both teams are at the top of their leads. The Battlehawk leads the UFL per game, and the Stallions in theirs. However, the Stallions lead the league in sacks, 21, while the Battlehawks have 11 and are tied for last place in that stat, I guess. St. Louis has the least number of penalties league, while the Stallions have 38, are second. So those are the two factors you got. They're going to come into play. So this is going to be a game to watch. That's number one. Number two, a homecoming for AJ McCarron. St. Louis quarterback, one of the front runners for the league's MVP honors, will return to play in the state of Alabama for the first time in over a decade. McCarron won 2 national titles while playing quarterback for the Crimson Tide and was a runner-up for the Heisman Trophy back in 2013. McCarron was 20-3 as a starter in games playing in the state of Alabama during his collegiate career, with 19-2 record at home and 1-1 record at Auburn. So let's see if I can get to that. Let's bring up this. I have it right here. Here we go. Let's bring it down here. There it is. There's. Oh, that's got music. We can't have the music. I'm sorry. I clicked that. We're on Facebook, so I didn't realize there was music. So that's McCarron swaggering into the stadium there. McCarron leads the USFL in touchdowns, 13, and completions percentage 67.8, and second in passing. It's going to be fun to go back home, he said, and about seeing some familiar faces at Protective Field this weekend. It will be fun to be back home in the state of Alabama playing versus a good team. Number 3, Ken Martinez lead the league in rushing. Martinez, he started just 3 games, but the Stallions single caller is second to the league rushing yards. He has the most yards rushing. He leads, and he's the quarterback, just behind San Antonio's running back John Lovett with 378. So the quarterback has 347, where a regular running back has more runs than the top running back. Martinez is averaging 10.5 yards per carry, but he also has proven lethal in the passing game, forcing defenses to pick their poison. An athlete, quick quarterback who ran a 4.55 second 40-yard dash. Martinez is no stranger to running the ball. He finished with 2,928 career rushing yards and 45 touchdowns during the time he was at Nebraska and Kansas State. Number 4, Michigan Panthers linebacker Frank Gidda suffers a season-ending injury. The Panthers lost one of their top tacklers for the season, as last year's USFL Defensive Player of the Year was placed on injured reserves by the team due to his shoulder injury suffered last week against week's win over Arlington. He will spend time with Gidda, who spent time with the NFL Atlanta Falcons last year, had 35 combined tackles in 6 plays. At 4-2, the Panthers could clinch a spot in the USFL championship game with a win this weekend and lost by Memphis. So the stats are going to win-loss stats for the USFL conference is coming down to where Memphis, I think, for all intents and purposes, the St. Louis Battlehawks and the Birmingham Stallions, they've already clinched the division or their conference, in a manner of speaking. They don't have the asterisk yet, but they will probably be getting here in the next this week or next week. And it looks like if Memphis or Michigan is going to be looking at clinching a spot, I think it's all over. However, starting quarterback Danny Etling did not practice this week due to an injury, making his availability Sunday game a question. Either can't go. Brian, I can't pronounce this. Well, the other quarterback there for Michigan will go. Let's see. Week 7, clinching scenarios. Michigan will clinch a spot in the USFL Conference Championship with a win and a loss. So that's telling me, I guess, the St. Louis Battlehawks already clinched their conference, and the same goes with, let's see, Arlington, which has a chance to get its first win against Memphis squad on a 5-game losing streak. Yeah, because they won one. The Arlington Roughnecks will likely have to do so without defensive lineman Jalen Redmond, who has 4.5 sacks, who will miss practice. For the Showboats, linebacker Fontana Diggs remains. Okay, they're just talking about injury. So the number 5 thing, the start of the week, all 4 games this weekend match former USFL teams against XFL teams. So far, the 2 conferences are even, 5-5 in crossover matchups with 4 weeks remaining. So there we have that. I want to get this one. Let's see. We have let's see. This is the UFL, the power rankings. Let's go with the power rankings here. And let's see. It's UFL. News. I'll go to the power rankings here. Okay, let's talk about the USFL week after week 6 power rankings. Panthers are behind. Are on the rise. Brahmas are on the slide as far as that goes. Week 7 of the USFL. Week 7 of the USFL season. Let me see. I got to see something here. And that's at 47:32. Week 7 of the USFL season features the best matchup of the regular season thus far, with an undefeated Birmingham Stallions hosting the St. Louis Battlehawks 5-1 in what could be a preview of the inaugural USFL championships. Like I said, each team features the league's 2 best scorers, offense, best passing offense, as we saw, and best quarterbacks, as we saw in the stats there. The winner of this game will enter Week 8 as the favorite to win the championship, and that could loom largely for St. Louis, which knows that the title game will take place before their home crowd likely. Okay, so the championship game for the first UFL season will be there in St. Louis, and they can pack them. They got 40,000 fans. They could pack in there, no problem. Let's see. Let's see. I don't know if I want to go through all of it, but you can see the stackings right now. Number 1, you have the Birmingham Stallions at 6-0, St. Louis Battlehawks at 5-1, Michigan Panthers at 4-2, and the DC Defenders at 3-3. And then number 5, though they're 4-2, they dropped last week, and then Arlington, they're 1-5, 1-5. So. For all practical purposes, if the San Antonio can win and DC loses, it's going to the playoffs are going to be the Stallions, the Battlehawks, the Panthers, and the Brahmas. So with their 6th win of the year, the Stallions become the first team to clinch a playoff spot. So they did clinch a playoff spot. Quarterback Adrian Martinez became the first player to pass for 300 yards in the UFL, and he became the first player to pass 300-plus yards in multiple games this season in Week 6. He threw for 365 yards with 4 touchdowns in dominating performance as far as that goes. So Adrian Martinez is the only quarterback in the USFL to throw for 300 yards a game. But he's not the first quarterback. It's McCarron for St. Louis. So let's see. St. Louis Battlehawks at 5-1. The Battlehawks pick up their 5th consecutive win of the season with an effective 22-9 victory against the Houston Roughnecks last week. Quarterback A.J. McCarron, who led the USFL in touchdowns passes with 15, threw 3 touchdowns and 1 interception. Michigan Panthers are number 3 there on the power rankings. The Panthers came behind the defeated Arlington Renegades 28-27 on Sunday's behind the leg of star kicker Jake Bates. Bates made all 5 of his field goals attempts in that game, including the game winner. Oh, that was a 42-yarder out as the clock expired. I thought it was a 55. Bates also made a field goal from 60 yards out in the game, giving him 3 makes for 60, and with his first in the first week, a 64-yarder. The Panthers win plus losses by 2 of their USFL conference. DC Defenders are number 4. For the second time in 3 weeks, the Defenders have pressured 2 of the best teams in the USFL against Birmingham. They suffered a narrow loss. They could have won that. They should have won that game. But against San Antonio, they found their footing and finished with an 18-12 against them. San Antonio Brahmas. The Brahmas are just a second loss of the season to the DC Defenders last Sunday. Running back John Levitt rushed for a league high of 153 yards on that day with 23 carries. So that was the big difference. Houston Roughnecks coming in number 6 on our power ranking. Roughnecks went on the road and held their own in what is arguably the most hostile environment in the UFL, the Dome at American Center. They held the Battlehawks, who began the week with a number 1 ranking, offering the league to just 14 points through the 3 quarters. But they ended up losing the game. Number 7, Memphis Showboats, for the 3rd time in many weeks. Head coach John DeFlippio found himself needing to pull his starting quarterback against a pass rush that overwhelmed his offense. The Showboats, who look better in the final minutes of the game with Tony Williams, and have dropped 5 in a row, so they're not doing all that great. And then number 8, the 0-6 Arlington Renegades. The Renegades remain a USFL only winless team and are one loss from matching their loss total from last year in the Legacy XFL. The heartbreak loss of on the road, 28-27 to the Panthers, is Bob Snoop's 13th season since 2023. Arlington's last win came in the XFL championship last May. The Renegades are not yet eliminated from making the 2023 a 2023 Lake comeback. They made the XFL playoff with a 4-7 record, and they ended up winning against the St. Louis Battlehawks, but they'll have to get help from 3 other teams, which I don't see that happening. I think their season's done at 0-6. The good news is Renegades have games left against those 2 front, the Battlehawks, Defenders, and Brahmas, and I can't see them winning all 3 games. That's what it all comes down to, though, as far as that goes. And so there's our week after weeks, 6 weeks, our rankings, the power rankings as far as that goes, and so it's interesting. That is interesting. Okay, let's see. Now we're going to go. We're coming up on our 1 hour mark. We're going to go to my week 7 picks. You already know one of them. So let's see. Let's bring this up. Week 7 picks. Okay, bring the whiteboard back up, and this should take us to the end of the broadcast. It'll give us 1 hour here. These are the games this week. I think last week I went 2-2. So overall, at this point, I'm still going to add it up. I am 14-10 overall. So I'm still on the positive side of my picks, but not by much, just by a couple games. So our first game, Memphis Showboats in Arlington. I'm a sap, but I'm going to go ahead and go with the let's see, I got to bring this down here. Oh, let's see. We don't want these all highlighted. I got to unhighlight these. Let's go ahead and unhighlight these because, okay, I'm going to go with the Arlington. This is going to be my upset game because they're at home. I'm going to throw some pity towards Arlington. I'm going to say I'm going to go with the Arlington Renegades. They're going to win their first game today, as far as that goes. Their home team, and I'd like to see them win a game. Okay, I'm going to give them a pity pick. As far as that goes, they have played great football. They just can't gel. I think that's the secret sauce for them. They just can't gel. So I'm taking the Arlington. That's going to be. We'll go ahead and this is going to be my. This will be my upset game. Let's see. I'm going to mark it down. This is my upset game of the week. Okay, I always pick one. Oh, let's just put UG. I'll just do upset game, UG. Okay, there we go. The second game, St. Louis Battlehawk. This is the game right here, folks. This is the game to watch. I am because it's my favorite team, and I want them to win, and I think they can win. We're going to go with the St. Louis Battlehawks and that should be a rocking game right there. The next game, the Michigan Panthers and the DC Defenders. These two teams are pretty evenly matched. They're the second in the respective conferences. They're the second teams. I believe they are. I think they are. But at any rate, I'm taking the Michigan Panthers because they're my second favorite team of the UFL. I'll probably end up seeing Jake Bates make some kicks there, and that should be pretty good. That's a 50-50 game. That could go either way, but I want the Michigan Panthers to win. Our last game, the Houston Roughnecks against San Antonio Brahmas. Wow, this could be interesting. I'm going to go with the home team on this one, the Houston Roughnecks. I'm going with the two teams that have the worst records. I want them to win this week. I guess I do think San Antonio will win this game, but I'm going to pick the Roughnecks. Do I want to change that? I don't know. That's going to be an interesting game. But this is the game right here. This is the game right here. Our St. Louis Battlehawks against the Birmingham Stallions. That's the game. That is the game right there to be watching. So those are my picks, and then I'm going to stick to them, and we'll see what happens as far as that goes. Let's see. I forgot to. Oh no, I got to go here. So there we go. There's the stadium. There's the Battlehawks stadium. They're not there. They're not at home. But this is where they're going to have the championship game, I believe, from what we read already. This that goes. So, but we are at the end of another broadcast here of Let's Talk Football. That's UFL football. And we had another good hour here. I'm getting very comfortable presenting these facts. You know, it doesn't take anybody any effort to really read this, but I have fun coming up here nonetheless as far as to just present these. And I'm really enjoying the UFL football gameplay. It's some people are, you know, the diehard NFL football players. They're probably not watching it for the purpose that it's not NFL, but it is some good football. I mean, if you watch some games, and the game to watch today is definitely going to be that St. Louis Birmingham game at 4:00 on Fox. It's going to be a rocking game. That's going to be a real good. That's a prequel to the championship here for the XFL. I'm sure of it. So, but with that, that's all I have for now. I want to say we didn't really have too many people in the comment. We didn't have anybody in the comments or anything like that, but we had a pretty decent broadcast here. I'm still baffled by the fact that I can't the RTMP capability here on Rumble Studios. They must be doing something to fine tune it or whatever. And then, like I said, we're not broadcasting to YouTube, so I'll just upload the replay. I'll export it from Twitch, or else download it here from Rumble. So I am enjoying presenting here, having fun doing the broadcasting thing, as far as that goes, and I'm enjoying it. So as it says on the ticker there, posts on X, which used to be Twitter, have fun. Posts are my own. I consider myself a social media enthusiast, a social media observer and social media enthusiast. And I'm over there on X at Fireman Rich, and I'm also at Fireman Rich over there on Truth Social, Blue Skies, Instagram Threads, and on the public Facebook, The Real Fireman Rich. For all practical purposes, I'm primarily over on X/Twitter at Fireman Rich, And I do enjoy being over there, and actually broadcasting over there on X Live is great now. Whatever they did, whatever the X team did. Okay, Murdoch, you're good. I'm almost done. One of these cats I have. Whatever they did to enhance that capability. Granted, you don't, from the Android side, you can't comment on your phone. You can from the desktop, which I love. It's a great capability. So there's some trade-offs there, but all practical purpose, I think the quality on X Live is as good as what it was for Periscope, if not better at this point. Something has subtly been done over there that the quality has gotten really good. And of course, the quality here on Rumble, using Rumble Studios, you can't beat it. I'm finding that broadcasting on Rumble Studios to X Live, Twitch, YouTube Live, the Facebook locals, and if the RTMP was working, I can go to the private or the public Facebook, and also Instagram. I have done Instagram, have broadcast to Instagram, which you don't get the video stored over there, but the people that may be on Instagram. So it's spread across, and the numbers are they're just popping. They're not a lot of numbers, but when you add up all the numbers, it's for that one broadcast. They're very very eye-opening and stuff like that. Where if you're just broadcasting, like I did before using Rumble Studios, I was just broadcasting on Twitch and then exporting. And I found when you export or download and upload a broadcast, there's a difference between that and live streaming, at least from what I'm seeing. So, but with that, we're going to go ahead and exit stage left here and get a second cup of coffee here. Well, actually, it's my third cup, and get our day started here after we talk some football. And the games will be on here in a couple of, let's see, first game that's on, like I said, it will be at 1 o'clock. So it's 3 hours, 3 more hours. You got the Memphis Showboats going against the Arlington Roughnecks. Then at 4 o'clock, St. Louis Battlehawks going into Birmingham to play against the Birmingham Stallions. That's the game to watch. And tomorrow will be Michigan Panthers against DC Defenders at 12. And San Antonio Brahmas going into Houston to battle the Houston Roughnecks at 3. So there's our gameplay for the week of the USFL. You all have a great one. Rich Roberts at Fireman Rich here on Rumble Studios. The Fireman Rich broadcast. Wishing you all well. You all have a great one. Live life. Have fun. Ciao for now. As always, let me get it down there. Peace. Take care, folks.